Yeah.
So I'll straight go into a bit of introduction. I think Manjula-san touched on this. So in terms of my education and qualifications, first I did my bachelor's degree in forestry at the Copperbelt University in Zambia, where I'm currently a lecturer. Then I went to the United States. I was at Oregon State University, where I did a master's in forest engineering, and it was a dual major. So I did geographical information science. As you know, in the United States, if you're interested in two fields, you can do a dual major. So most of us that were interested in two fields, we were able to major in two fields. So then I went to Japan, where I actually met Professor Manjula. We met in Japan at the University of Tsukuba. And that's where I did my PhD in geoenvironmental science. And basically we majored in our field of focus, our specific field of expertise was remote sensing and GIS. That's why you would notice that if you look at the record of my publications, it's mostly in remote sensing and GIS because that is my field. In terms of academic work experience, I joined the Copperbelt University as a lecturer in 2007, and I'm still there to date. I've been an assistant dean in 2013 to 2014, where I got some experience when it comes to administration as far as the university is concerned. And on top there, you'll see that I also run a lot of consultancy in Zambia, and I'll get to share a little bit more on that. Okay, so that is basically my background. So today's issue or topic is collaboration. And this is one aspect that I have benefited from a lot when it comes to my academic career. So the first question we want to know is, what is collaboration? Okay, I got this definition from Walsh and Kahn, which is basically two or more parties from potentially disparate settings work together to achieve a common, and in this case for us, it's an academic goal. So what do we mean two more parties? It could be two professors or two students or two companies, two projects or more. They have a problem or they have a research idea. So what do? Because they feel two different parties might have more ideas in different fields, and they think if they put their heads together, they'll be able to achieve the goal even better. So basically that is collaboration. So now the issue is, why do we even choose to collaborate? Most of you might notice that in our different experiences or laboratories or even in high school, you would remember that we used to have friends that would want to work alone because maybe they were the brightest. But then sometimes you'd find that they would fail, not because they are not bright, but because they cannot be a master of all the knowledge. So why do we collaborate? The first idea is because we have the ability to share our research expertise. If you've noticed in many research collaborations, you would find that in this, the current trend is that people collaborate from different fields. It's interdisciplinary, okay? Because people want to have that ability to share their expertise with others. Another issue is the increase of productivity and efficiency. Manjula, if you don't mind, I'll share a little bit about our experiences. I'll be giving examples.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, so when Professor Manjula joined our laboratory in Japan, if you remember, because I realized there was this smart person in the laboratory and was very open to working with others. So the first thing I did is I went to him and I asked him if he was willing to work together. And immediately Manjula was very, very happy. And that's how we started working together, sharing ideas, especially on how we could finish our PhDs. Now, going forward, me and Manjula, just from that date, we've been working together. I'm sure if you look at our papers, most of the papers we've published, you would find that Manjula is there and I'm there. So what did this do? As individual PhD students, we could have published maybe 2 papers or 3 papers just to graduate. But because we decided to work together and we brought other people on board, we were able to do more than, I think we've done more than 15 papers together. So that increased our efficiency and our productivity. Apart from that, we enhanced our quality of our research. Okay, because we also brought in other people. Even after PhD, we brought in our professors, we brought in our other colleagues that were willing, that are coming from even other fields. And that was able to enhance our quality of research because we could get some perspectives from other people. Again, I'm still, now this is particularly very, very important now for an individual, for a faculty, or just a company or a project. When you collaborate, you'll be able to share data and findings with other researchers. And this will help you understand your field better. An example I can give is that you'd realize that in most of our fields, we could be looking at the same issues, but having 2 different conclusions. So the idea of working with others, we're able to understand where the perspective that the others have over our research idea or topic that we are looking at. And that helps us understand our field and we become experts even more. It also helps you as a researcher. It's a very great way to learn and grow personally as a researcher. Then another one is that you will build your network. You find that you'll be working with a lot of people from different countries. And that will guarantee your academic success. From our collaboration that we built now, Manjula would know that we have on our team, New Zealand, USA, China, Zambia, Sri Lanka, Japan. I think so. Those are the many researchers that have been able to come on our team. And this network has really helped. Now, what did this network do? Like, for example, I come from, you know, Zambia is an African, is a third world country. So it's very difficult for our universities to be funded. So one of the things I have benefited properly from collaboration is funding. For example, the university in Japan, where we studied for our PhDs, our professor there, we realized that a lot of funding. So even when we've gone back to our universities with Professor Manjula, we are still able to utilize that funding through collaborations with the researchers and the professors at that university. And that has really, really benefited us. So this is why collaboration is very, very important. We have been able to publish, for example, 2021, we did over 10 papers in 1 year from this networking and collaboration. Now, collaboration, what are the characteristics of collaboration? Collaboration will vary. It's not very, very straightforward. It's not just where you just call someone and they come and you're collaborating. So it varies depending on the field. The complexity will be very, very different. Depending on the faculty, maybe the project you're dealing with, or your level of maybe educational, academic level, okay? So if you find a professor who's very well known in the field, it's easy for him to find people to collaborate with because maybe he has made his name in the field. But then if you are a student or you are in your early years of your career, maybe it might not so be easy. So even the field matters. If you look at the graph that I'm giving you on the y-axis is the percent of single author in the field versus, so you'd see that in social sciences, maybe economics, mathematics, computer science, it might be easier to maybe do single person papers because of the field. But you can see that as you go to more fields that are more interdisciplinary, you find that researchers are more inclined to work together than publish papers alone. I'll give you an example of, let me pick one. The last one, immunology. Obviously, in immunology, if you had an idea, or basically in chemistry, you had an idea, you'd want it to be checked by other authors even before you present it, that this is the new idea you're bringing to the body of academic knowledge. So you'd find that you would need more authors. So you see from this field that maybe to be more complex to do a paper alone. So depending on your field, the idea you want to communicate, the level of maybe analysis, all those things matter. So how do we develop a good collaboration? Number one, you avoid misunderstandings. If you're working on a project, it has to be very clear whose roles, who's going to do what role, what are the expectations. There could be issues of intellectual property and the authorship order. One thing I've noticed is that even through my experience, there are times, especially when it comes to some of my experiences here in Africa, there are times that we've attempted to collaborate with certain researchers. And as you progress on the project, you find that maybe the project cannot finish because one of the collaborators does not understand their role, or you had not discussed the expectations. So when it creates a misunderstanding there, you find that your collaboration will be affected and you probably can't go ahead. So it's very clear that in the beginning, you discuss the ideas, you ensure that everyone knows their roles, what are the expectations, author order, who's going to do what, and things like that. Although if you look at collaborations like mine and Manjula that are more casual, mostly we just discuss the ideas, we work, and probably doesn't matter the authorship order and all that. So it also depends on relationships. So also allow plenty of time to write proposals, papers, and annual reports, whatever you're working on. You really, really need to allow enough time so that the contributions of everyone is taken into account and everybody's comfortable with what you're putting out there. If it comes to institutions, you need to acknowledge and factor in institutional differences and needs. I'm sure those of you that are in academics, you know that there are a lot of times that you have to do memorandums of understanding. So just so that if it's a collaboration between institutions, the differences and the different rules that comes with the collaboration with the different institutions, sometimes it could be funding. One institution is funding and the other one is just contributing with the experts and all that. So that also is very important as you are developing this collaboration, so that there's that clarity just at the beginning. I'm still on developing a good collaboration. Apart from those that have to do with the institutions and all that, when it comes to the group that is going to collaborate, number one is communicate. Communicate. From our experience, I understand Manjula can pick up anytime, pick up a phone, discuss an idea while he's maybe doing his data analysis and would be clear. I can pick up the phone, call him, and would communicate and probably would move faster on an idea other than if we don't communicate. So communication is very key in my experience. You have to deliver. Once you agree on the roles and the group or the team has expectations of you, you have to deliver. Don't be the one who's always a day late. Don't bite more than you can chew. If you have a very busy schedule, and sometimes I've been a culprit with this particular one where we agree on some work, and then I have a role, but because I do a lot of consultancy and I'm doing research as well, so sometimes I have found myself in situations where I have too much work on me and I do not deliver at the time that maybe my team expects that. So this one is also very important. It's good to be realistic with what you are taking as your responsibility in a team. Don't take too much if you can't handle, and just again, communicate with your team. Be very professionally generous and don't be stingy with thanks and compliments. If there's a team member who's doing some great work, maybe there was an algorithm or some analysis that, you know, gave the team some bad experience or gave the team headache, you need to compliment that one person that probably makes a breakthrough. It's good for the team to be motivated, especially for team leaders. Don't stick it up for yourself, but you need to do it. Hello, can you get me?
Yes, Matamyo.
Hello?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. I was just confirming something. I saw my internet go down. Okay. So make sure when you are in a team, if you have an idea, make sure you sell it to the team. But do it in a very professional and academic way. If something grips you, either let it go or address it. Don't let it fester. What this means is that if there's something that you feel you are not happy with in the team, again, it goes back to the top, communicate. Don't let the issue get big then, because that sort of destroys the teamwork. So this is how you would develop a good collaboration. Now, how do you find collaborators? Do you just find someone on the streets and you say, hey, I want to write a paper with you? People you already know, your former graduates, postdoc group, your grad school group. The advantage that with people that you know is that you already know how to work with them. I know how to work with Professor Manjula. I know his strengths. I know his flexibility. I know his interests in the field. So it's very easy for me to come up with an idea and give a researcher a call who I already know, or I was with maybe during our days of studying. And it's very easy. It's very easy, especially if you've published before with them. Continuity is easy, but there could also be a disadvantage. For example, I'll still give an example of me and Professor Manjula. We've published a lot of papers. For example, in our field, we've done a lot on urban heat island. Maybe if we brought in someone from ecology, maybe they would have a different perspective. Because we are GIS and remote sensing people, probably will just be looking at the spatial aspects, you know, how are things changed over time. But maybe if we brought in an ecologist, they might give us, just as an example, a new perspective. So the disadvantage, again, of just working with your people you already know, maybe you might be locked into your narrow, or no, let me not say narrow, your way of thinking. You bring in other people, they might bring a different perspective, some new perspectives. So advice is that don't assume and don't let others assume. So still on finding collaborators, as I mentioned earlier, this is just on the other side of the coin. The advantage is that you bring in fresh ideas, you increase your network, the network becomes broader, and it may be easier to come as an eco. It also has some disadvantage. It's a lot of work to find new people. Have you noticed that you can put up an advert to say, I'm looking for collaborators, and you would assume that there are a lot of people that would come to you, but maybe 2 or 3 people would just respond. At least I think we've had that experience. Okay. But then again, you can do your homework and ask around, browse through the internet, look for faculties and departments that still do work that are doing work or are in the same field as you. Write to professors, write to colleagues that are in the same field, and they would respond. But what I want us to take home is that new collaborators will bring fresh ideas and you still increase your work. Although when you get new collaborators, please, you need to make sure that just at the beginning, you understand your roles and expectations. Academic success. Because today our topic is research collaboration and academic success. Personally, what this, I got this screenshot. This is my Google Scholar. If you notice from the graph on your right hand, you see my research growing very, very fast from 2017. 2017 is somewhere around when I finished my PhD. So you can see 2018, 2019, 2020 to 2022 in terms of my citations and my H index. Okay, my citations are about 862 now, but you can see that the growth has been from 2017 onwards. The reason I can tell you is that this is around the time me and Professor Manjula finished our PhDs and we decided to make a research group. We involved various other colleagues that had finished their PhDs. We involved our former professors and all that. And we found ourselves publishing at least more than 10 papers in a year. So I thought if I were to give my profile here from, you can check it even on ResearchGate. Basically, I have benefited from collaborative work. And I think you can see like the paper there on top already, it's getting 259 citations. And we only published it in 2020. And this was collaborative work. Already there, I'm talking of Zambia, New Zealand, Japan, Sri Lanka. So you can see we are different researchers from different countries, and we looked at this Sentinel data for land use land cover mapping. We did a review. You can see that because we collaborated from ideas from different perspectives, we were able to do a very good paper, and it's receiving a lot of citations, meaning the other researchers out there, academicians, have received this paper and they are enjoying reading it. That's why they cite a lot. Another thing I've benefited from this collaborative work, I'll show you, is that I have been able now to run a consultancy firm in Zambia, apart from the academics. And most of the work, because it's a consultancy firm in environmental and geospatial work, and most of my work, consultancy projects, like for example, we've been doing work with JICA. And most of the work we've had, for example, I'll tell you that it came from the professor in Japan. One of the big works we've had, it comes from the professor in Japan, because I am still in touch with him and we are still communicating, we're still collaborating. So even when it goes beyond academics, because as academicians, we should not only contribute academically, but we should also contribute to the success of the development of our countries. Our knowledge should be shared. So you would find that if you continue collaborating and you have your network, you will do work beyond just publications. Those are the benefits of collaboration. And with that, I thank you for your attention. Thank you. Over to you, Manjula.
Yes, Matamyo, thank you very much. Then thank you very much for nice presentation about the research collaboration. I know that the academic success, that in this era, many people talk about the academic success, but thing is very few people talk about the collaboration. Then collaboration and academic success, I think two sides of the one coin. Then thank you very much for giving this information and talk about the academic success and the collaboration. Then we can give some chance to our audience to ask some question about their views, and they can share anything. Over to you. If you have any question, you can raise now.
Hello, am I audible to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, I'm Tilini. Currently, I'm reading for my PhD, but unfortunately, I was a corporate person. Like 2017, I entered to this academic world, and started my PhD. So unfortunately, I'm lagging behind with my publications. So what sort of remedy that I have, like to do some publications, and will this collaboration will help me to do this kind of publication? Actually, I don't have any idea on publication because I recently started my PhD. Because of this reason, actually, even though I'm a lecturer from 2017, I'm unable to apply for state universities also. So they are like always look for these publications and all. So how come this collaboration will guide me?
Yeah, actually that can I know about your field?
I'm doing women entrepreneurs and their entrepreneurial intentions.
This in which institute?
University of Colombo, Faculty of Management and Finance.
Right. Now did you finish your PhD or still you are?
No, I just started. So I'm about to submit my proposal. So I have another like 5 months to submit it. I'd like to join a state university, but the problem is I'm lagging behind because I don't have publications. So how come, like, the collaboration will help me to, do some publications?
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Matamyo, can you give some answer? Can you give the answer? Then later I will give my answer.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so for collaboration, since you are a fresh PhD student, what you need to do is, do you have good professors that you have looked for that are publishing in your area of interest? Because you are saying you are writing your research proposal. So this is actually the best time to refine your idea through collaboration.
Yes.
So my advice is that, hello, you can get
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir, I can hear you. Yes,
Yes.
loud and clear. Yes.
Okay, so my advice is that, so you have a research proposal,
Yeah.
you know your area of interest, and don't worry, PhD is always confusing when you're beginning.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trouble in your head, and we understand, but believe me, at the end, you'll be fine. Now, you need to find professors in your area of interest.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. For me, I would go to, say, if I know a big university, okay, University of Colombo, then I'll look at maybe Department of Spatial Information Science. Then I'll go look for the faculty members there. Then I look for someone who's publishing in my area of interest. Then write them an email. Just especially if you explain your idea and where you feel you're having trouble, and most of them will respond. My advice is write to 10 of them, because at least 3 will respond out of 10.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, I will.
You write to many of them, and you find that by the time it's 5 months, you will refine your PhD proposal.
Yes. Thank you so
I think that's
very
what I
much.
can advise.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah. In addition to that, what Tilini you can do,
Yes,
you
sir.
can actually that I think you have your original expertise.
Yes.
What you can do is you always don't find the collaborators from your field. What you can do is you can make some research group with others. That means some other like sociologist, economics, some other. Then you can come up with the multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary research.
Yes.
Then that one, that you can play your role. Like what we did is, once we need any, I remember Matamyo and myself, we discussed some research project. Once we need very good statistician, we asked to some 1 or 2 statistician to join with us. Then we very easy we can work. Otherwise, if we want, the other thing what we can do is we can learn statistics all and do the research. Then time passed.
Time passed. Yes.
Yeah. First, you understand about your strength and also the weaknesses. Then what you can do is you can make the one research group, and also you can join with our research advisors network. And also we have around nearly 3,000 people in this WhatsApp group. Then that one also might help you to find some collaborators that you don't think about the others. They have a big publication or many publication. But remember that Matamyo and myself, we start the publication around 2017 something. Yeah, but we have published within that 5 years or 6 years, we published many papers. That more important thing is that in collaboration, you have to trust your collaborators.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't make any problem with them, because sometimes when I send the paper to Matamyo, he will respond me within 1 day or 2 day. Then due to his busy schedule, it might take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes 1 month or more than. Then what I will keep that one away and I'll start new one, because I know if he is not busy, then he'll respond to my email and things.
Yeah.
Then many important thing is you can best things to form the one sort of group, research group.
Yes, sir. I will. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you for your time and the good piece of advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Another one asks, I am the lecturer, Faculty of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo. We hope to plan the research-based data monitoring center, and with that we hope to collect clinical and community-based data. How can the collaborative process will help? Matamyo, that actually that if you can establish the center in the beginning, you will not get many data. But one time pass, you can get very good data set for your research. And also what, if you have very good data set, you can ask your collaborators or some colleagues or some other universities related to indigenous medicine faculty, the staff members, you can ask them to join with you and you can share the data. I think now the present era always going with the data and information. The best thing is to collect the data and work on that. No, Matamyo?
Yes.
And you remember that Matamyo, that I think that experience we need to share that. We finished the one paper about the urban heat island in Africa. We select four countries for that paper. Initially, before select the 4 countries, we select 20 countries, then reduce to 16, then reduce to 12, then reduce to 8. Finally, we finished the paper with 4 countries, no? You remember that one, no?
Yes, yes. And if you check, it's also one of the papers that is receiving a lot of citations.
Yeah.
Already it has, from 2019, it has about 111 citations. So that was also a good example I think we can give.
Because that collaboration, that in we know that 1 plus 1 is 2, but when come to the collaboration, 1 plus 1 is not the 2, it's almost 11. That is more than the double.
Yeah.
When we together, we work together, we can enhance our strength. And also we need to tolerate, we need to respect to each other. Then that kind of qualities also we can improve while doing the collaboration. And also assume that we are doing several collaboration with several time zone. In Zambia, 3.5 hours from here. Then Japan, 3.5 hour. And US, something like that. It's very difficult, but we need to find some way to manage that one.
Yeah. Great. Do we have any more questions from others?
Yeah. Others, please ask any question if you have. This is the actually this is the very good vital time for you, because that you can talk with the one of the prominent researcher in Zambia, and also he's a very helpful man. Then I met in Japan. Then hope we will work together until our journey end, because and one person asked, thank you, what are the source of funding? Actually, still Matamyo and myself, we didn't go through the funding, because most of the research we manage with our own funding. And also for the publication, that our professor is still, we need to remember that Professor Yuji Murayama, and he's our academic advisor and also our role model in Matamyo and myself
Yes.
both. He's both our supervisor, and he still help us to publish the paper. That is the thing. That is collaboration. Matamyo, you remember when we start the collaboration that around 2018, around 17, 18, in our lab, we don't have any collaboration, no? Japanese lab, university.
Exactly. And that's the example I was giving, because I remember that when you found me there, it was very difficult to collaborate, because I think everyone wanted to work as an individual, and it's common for many masters and PhD students. They work in isolation. But I remember when I met Manjula and I discussed with him about the potential to collaborate, he was one of the people that welcomed the idea. And I think even us discussing this is part of our academic success, because that collaboration was random. We didn't plan, but randomly I met someone who was interested, and we are here now. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and we was in same dormitory and all, no? That we came from same background and all. Yeah, both we work in university, and also that same age, and each and everything will help us to collaborate the research. And most important thing is, once your collaborator brings some idea, you can see it is very small idea. We cannot produce the paper on that idea, but don't say that one. Then you can discuss, you can modify that one to the some quality level. That initial ideas, we know that initial idea we cannot publish, but we need to modify that one while adding your expertise on that one.
Yes.
That one also very important thing. We need to think about in the future. And that Matamyo mentioned that single author paper is still in third world countries, in Sri Lanka, Zambia, both. We think in our authorship place, and that placement of the authorship and the first author or something, it's very important. But in the academic era now, people, they don't care about the place of the authorship, and also that how many authors in the papers, that kind of things. Once, if you want to do the collaboration, you have to just keep it away, that kind of weak ideas. Then you can another important thing is, when we are doing the collaboration, don't give any chance to those who are not contributed to the paper. That one also very important, that the collaborators should at least contribute some level to the paper. Then you can enhance the productivity.
Yes, that one is very important. Everyone has to contribute on the team.
Yeah, we know that some papers I contributed 20%, Matamyo contributed more than 60%. Some papers I contributed nearly 60, then Matamyo 20. It's okay, no problem, because it's totally depend on the work, and what are the expert knowledge we have. That is the very important thing. And what we did is
we have some questions on the chat. I just opened it. I don't know if you're able to see, Manjula.
No, sometimes I cannot see.
People have asked questions.
Yeah, I think you can
share your email address. I'll share.
Yeah, I already shared that
in the group. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
How about others? Do you have any idea or anything you have to say for our future work? What kind of things we need to talk about in the future or something? And your idea is more important.
And one of the important things is that we are also open to learning, because we don't have the wisdom of knowledge. So we're just sharing what we've learned so far. But I understand some of you here might be researchers also. And if we can learn from you, that is also good for us. Right, Manjula?
Yeah, definitely. Lifelong learning, no?
Yes.
Someone else asked.
Someone says, Denisha Manori says, can we collaborate with you? Most definitely, we are open.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you have my email, you have Manjula's email. You can just send us an email and just ask or let us know how you'd want us to collaborate, and we can discuss from there.
Yeah, definitely. That
if you have a great idea, we will discuss together. If you are a PhD student, we are open. You have a proposal, especially in our field, we can discuss with you how you can refine it. Or if we can't, probably we can recommend other people that can help, because the whole point of this webinar is to help each other academically and have that success that we want, all of us.
Because there might be people more than achieve academic success than us, but we start this one to for Sri Lanka and also some other third world countries, many people in our WhatsApp group. And actually that thing is, we have developed some level of our publication and record, but to sustainability of the country and the world, we need to produce next generation. That means younger generation, we need to give much knowledge to them. Then that is why we start this one. I hope that Matamyo also a very open-minded person, and he like to help that that is why we was able to do the collaboration, because he want to help others, then I want to do same. Then finally we did many work. Actually that when we talk about last 5 years, we don't have any argument to that paper or anything. No, Matamyo? Yeah. We don't have any argument regarding the paper, any authorship or anything. That everything, in addition to that, another three Sri Lankan people also join with our group. We publish a very good paper in last year. Professor Mahesh Edrisinghe and Dr. Niranga Lahako. And that one also we did one work for the entire African region, the continent. That was a huge work. That kind of things, you can strengthen your research group while adding some other expertise into the research group. I don't believe if you want to achieve the academic success, individual work will not help you to achieve that one.
No. And someone is asking the source of funding.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned that for us, because we studied in Japan, and this is something I will encourage, we've maintained our relationship with our professor, the professor that was supervising us, our supervisor. So we've benefited from the funding that he receives from Japan. So most of the funding, it's not really funding like big funding for the research, but he's able to sponsor some work through that funding, because it's also part of the collaboration, the authors. So that is one source for us that we've benefited from. Apart from that, when you make a big and strong collaborative team, it's easy to write proposals for funding. For example, myself, currently, if you see, there's a lot of funding for third world countries. So if I was on your team already and we're doing some research in Africa, there could be a lot of funding agencies out there that are looking forward to sponsor a good idea. So meaning, if you make a good collaborative team, it's easy to sit down, make an idea, and make a proposal for funding. And I think there are a lot of agencies out there, but it's very difficult if you are just alone to source funding. Thank you.
And anyone else, do you have any question or any comment? I think no comment or no any question. Then we can wind up the session. Then before
Yes.
that I want to thanks Matamyo, Dr. Matamyo Simwanda to join with us and share his expertise and also share his knowledge and also his success story, because that is why I invited him, because he achieved the success based on the collaboration and the help of the collaboration. And also that is why we can openly talk about the collaboration. Then thank you very much, Matamyo, giving your time. I know that you are very busy, even in the Saturday and Sundays. I know in Japan, you was working more than 18 hours per day. I remember.
A day.
Yeah. And it was a very happy time for us. That once a very important thing is, if Matamyo is very busy, but once I ask anything from Matamyo, then he, okay, please come and this is the way we can do something like that. Then the respect, mutual respect, and that is the success of the academic journey, of our journey. Then thank you very much for joining with us and our participant and YouTube live participant. Thank you very much for this today less participant. I know that, but in the future, we will continue one webinar, international webinar for 1 month. Then you can learn a lot from the others' experience. Always you cannot get the knowledge while reading book or research paper or other things. Best thing is to listen to some success stories. Then listen to some success stories. Then it will help you to develop your career. Then thank you very much, Matamyo. I hope in the future we can do some other session. Hello, Matamyo.
Yeah, and Manjula, before we go,
yeah,
just want to share to others one of the academic successes. To this year, I'm applying to be professor because now I have enough publications because of this collaborative work. So this year I'll be applying to be professor, and by the end of the year, I think I'll be Professor Matamyo. So because of this collaboration that we did, I raised my publication profile. And I hope one day I can come and tell the group that I'm now Professor Matamyo.
Yeah. And also now you are in our group, and also that is the happy news. Earlier I thought to say that one, but I didn't tell. And also one that very important point of that collaboration. Once you start with collaborative work, you don't need to worry about the result of your collaboration. That means in the one day in the future you will get your result. Like Matamyo, now he is going to be a professor, and he has many research papers. And also I hope this year you will pass the 100,000 citation. I think it is the first Zambian doctor that has 100,000 citation in geoscience. No, I think no one. Then
yes,
yeah.
Actually, right now the top 100 Zambian researchers, I'm number 49 in the whole Zambia.
Oh, okay. Then
and number 6 in my university.
All right. That's
yes. I'll share that in the group. Maybe others can look at that.
Yeah. Actually, that is very good. Then thank you, and also wish you all the best for your new journey. And I hope that end of this year, we can talk, Professor Matamyo, and we can do some interactive session about some other related topics. Okay, Matamyo, thank you very much. Do you have anything to say?
Okay, thank you very much. I think thank you very much for this opportunity, and I look forward to more coming webinars so that I can also listen to other researchers and learn.
Yeah.
I just thank you for this opportunity and all those that joined us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day and good night to you all.
Good night to you. Bye.